What's up, everybody? It's Coach Colton here at Columbus Martial Arts. I hope you're having a great day today. Just wanted to do a follow-up to our last video. We've been doing this kind of little mini-series going over some parenting tips that we use really anytime we work with our students here on the mats. Before I dive in, just a quick heads up, we have promotions this weekend, so congratulations to all my junior elite, and leadership students that passed their belt tests. We also had one student, Mr. Ford Salino, pass his black belt test, so shout out to Ford. He'll be giving his black belt speech this weekend and getting promoted to the rank of black belt, so big congratulations to him. And then, of course, we are closed on Monday for Memorial Day for evening martial arts classes, but our summer camp starts that day, and we do have a couple spots left. If you do need something for your student to do over the summer, not just sit in front of the TV and have all that brain rot, reach out to us. We'd love to set you up in our summer camp and get them active and having fun this summer. With that said, I want to talk a little bit about influence and authority today. Two key principles when trying to change someone's behavior. And the classic way to change behavior is through authority. We've used it for years and years. Parents across the globe use it. Teachers use it. Leaders use it. Authority is the idea that, hey, if you're the parent, you're the boss, you're in charge, you tell them to do it, and they do it. And if not, then because you are the boss and because you're in charge, there's going to be repercussions for their actions. And nothing is wrong with authority. We can use it if we absolutely need to, but I'll speak in a moment about influence, and you'll see why influence is better. The big thing with authority is that it's using your power to change their behavior. And there's going to be some times where you have to use your power to change their behavior. There's some times where you're going to tell them my way or the highway. You know, I think we've all had that kind of talk. Hey, do what I say, or there's going to be consequences. If you don't clean your room, you're going to get grounded. You have to do your homework, or you can't play video games. All of those are examples of authority. Our goal is not to eliminate authority. Authority is always going to play an important role in the balance of molding the next generation. But if we can, we want to use influence as much as possible. If I can get 99% influence, 1% authority, that is ideal. And here's why. Authority only works when that authority figure is present and it can express that power, right? So the example is, hey, if Mom said my room has to be clean before I play video games, and the bus just dropped me off at home, and Mom's out running errands, and I know there's going to be 2 or 3 hours before she gets home, I can sit down and start playing video games and, tidy up before she gets home, and no one will know, and I can have the best of both worlds. And the reason that works is because Mom wasn't home to enforce the rules. So in other words, if they are away, or if they think they can get away with something, they're usually going to do it because there's no punishment to be served at that time. And some parents, go a little overboard with this, and they go, well, how can I be everywhere all at once and make sure that, they do the right thing and that my punishments go through? And then other parents are like, I don't want to punish my student that much, and I know that they do these things and they're okay with that balance. That's why influence is better. When you use influence on a student, you're ultimately planting the seed of thought in their mind for them to have the idea to do a certain thing themselves, right? So if you want them to clean their room, you want to use influence to get them to clean their room, because ultimately it's going to be their own idea to clean their room. And why? That could be a couple of different motivating factors. Maybe they want to do it just because it's the right thing to do, because they know they should do it as part of being a responsible person, because it helps the family out, because their room looks better when it's clean. There could be multiple different reasons that they are influenced to do that. But the reason influence is more powerful is because you don't have to be there anymore. You know that they're going to clean their room even if you're out running errands, following that same example. But on more and more important examples, like when they grow up and they go to college and they go off on their own, or they're a teen and they're at home or out with their friends for extended periods of time, and maybe you're not around, you can, sleep a lot more soundly and live a lot more peacefully knowing that your student's going to do the right thing because they have been taught the right thing to do, and they just want to be a good person and make good choices in life. It's a lot easier than chasing them around with a fly swatter trying to spank them every time they do something wrong. And we follow that same principle here at martial arts, right? When I grew up in martial arts back in the day, it could be very rigid training. It wasn't always the funnest. You'd have to do punches and drill the move over and over and over. If you caught slacking, someone could yell at you, or you'd have to do push-ups. Authority. That doesn't work nowadays. Parents are constantly now looking for martial arts for fun or looking for activities for fun. They don't want their child to be bored. So authority, now we see it doesn't work with the new age like it did with us. And I'm sure parents, you could fill the comment section below with plenty of times that your parents didn't give one hoot about if you were bored or how much fun you had. They cared about you or what you were doing and doing the right thing, right? So in martial arts, we want to use influence in classes to make the students do the right thing because they want to do the right thing. And parents, if you can do this at home, we come from two different sectors now. And now we really have a student that is, just this symbol of leadership, a symbol of a black belt, symbol of, just a straight A student who is crushing life. And I'll give you an example. Push-ups. Push-ups are an exercise that many students have a tough time with because upper body strength doesn't develop until a certain age. So a lot of my students out there, I'm sure you've seen them, they struggle with the push-ups. They look like a walrus or a wave coming in as they do their push-ups. So I could say, hey, if you're not doing those push-ups right, you're going to have to double it and do 10 more. That, of course, is authority. How's that make the class feel? Positive? No, it makes them go, ugh, right? Drops the fun level, doesn't make the student-instructor relationship any tighter. That's something as well, parents, what happens when you go in and ground them? What happens when you go in and spank them? It may change the behavior, but how's the relationship? How's the relationship between the parent and the student in that moment? Is it strengthened? Absolutely not. But when you influence them, when you can get them to do something, in this case, push-ups, I'm going to say, hey, guys, I want to see who can do push-ups like a black belt. The black belt, when they do a push-up, they're going to bend their arms so they have L's in their elbows. They have 90 degrees, and they can push out super strong. They never let their bellies drop. And those are the students that are the strongest, right? So what am I doing? I'm using my verbiage to really convey that, hey, if you do push-ups like this, you'll become stronger. You're more likely to get your black belt. You're more likely to be successful. And that makes the cogwheels in their mind go, oh, I want to do those push-ups because I want my black belt. I want to do those push-ups because I want to be stronger. I want to do those push-ups so the coaches see me doing those push-ups and they're proud of me. And now I don't have to threaten them. The instructor relationship between the instructor and the student is healthy. They're having fun in the class, and they still ultimately make the right choice. So parents out there, if you can, try using some influence. I know that you guys have a packed schedule, and it's often easier to use authority. Authority is definitely easier and quicker to use than influence. But I promise you, if you can take the time to influence your student and set them up the right way, you'll have to influence a lot less often because it goes a lot further. They're going to make the right decisions because they want to make the right decisions, and you won't have to hover over them using authority time and time again. So invest that energy now while they're young so you won't have to chase them on and on and on. If you have any questions about it or want to share any of your stories about using influence or authority, put them down in the comments. By the way, this video is going to tie into next week's videos really importantly as we talk about choices next week. Choices can be a great helper or a great burden depending on how you're using choices at home. So I hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the mat soon. Bye, everybody.